Hi guys, my name is Douglas. I'm a junior designer and my background is in architecture. And this is my latest creation, the wooden wedge. Let's go take a look.
This video is sponsored by ButcherBox. Join ButcherBox today to get free bacon for life. A pack of uncured, unbelievably delicious bacon added to every box for the life of your membership, plus $100 off. So click the link in the description and get free bacon today. And remember to subscribe.
I was an architecture student at Ryerson University in Toronto, and my grandmother mentioned to me that I should, have a built project as part of my educational experience. And she mentioned tiny homes as a way to get that hands-on experience. And I thought that would be a really interesting project to work on. So we ended up building this tiny house called the Mount Ptolemy Tiny House. And I had a bunch of my friends from school help me too. After the completion of it though, I was really intrigued. During the pandemic, everyone was stuck at home, people wanted to get out into nature, and I actually used my car to go camping, but I found that that was a bit of a tight space. So I actually ended up looking into teardrop trailers. There was nothing that really caught my eye though. Something that I found that a lot of teardrop trailers in the market don't have is a lot of windows and larger doors. So that was a really important aspect to me. I wanted something that let in lots of natural light. And in terms of the size, I didn't want to have the extra cost of towing around with gas. I didn't want to buy more materials. I think it came out to around $5,000 at this point. I always underestimate the time it takes to build things. So I thought, oh, it's 4 feet by 8 feet. How hard can it be? I can get it done in a month or 2 months. But then it ended up taking me a year just because I'm working full time and I only had time to work on it after work. And then I don't have a garage, I don't live in a house, I live in a condo. So a lot of my time was actually spent commuting to friends' houses to work on the project. And then the past 4 months, I've actually parked the trailer in the condo garage, and the Strata has been nice enough to let me continue doing some finish work on it. It's a bit of an unconventional way to build your trailer, but that's the only space I have, so that's the space I work with. All right, so this is the overall setup. The car that I used to tow this trailer is a 1982 Volvo 245 GL. I used to take this out camping. I would fold down the rear seats and I could fit a double-sized bed in there. But I found over time it started to get a little bit cramped. So now I can just put the camping gear in the trunk of the car and have the bed area freed up, which is a really nice feature. It only has 100 horsepower, so something that was lightweight was really important. The setup for the trailer is fairly conventional. Like a lot of teardrop trailers, you'll have your bedroom area in the front, and then we have a kitchen at the back. The foundation is a utility trailer from Costco. It's called a Freedom trailer. It was fairly inexpensive, $900, and it comes in 3 boxes, so you assemble it yourself like a piece of IKEA furniture. It has the same bolt size throughout, and you just need some basic tools to assemble it. So in terms of keeping it lightweight, I've gone with 1/4-inch ply on the exterior, and then the framing is 2x2s with extruded polystyrene insulation in between. Originally, being naive, I thought I could fiberglass around 90-degree corners, no problem, and have this nice seamless finish. I got a lot of bubbles within the fiberglass and the epoxy, so I actually trimmed out these corners, which worked actually fine because it matches with the rest of the trim. The rest of the glazing is done in polycarbonate, so polycarbonate is fairly lightweight. And then the roofing itself is just roofing underlayment, and then on top of that we have the metal roofings just to make sure that nothing is leaking within the cabin. Originally, the plan was to do a full polycarbonate door, so glazing all the way across, but then coming across the technicality of, well, how does that operate? How can you open those windows and get ventilation? How can you waterproof that? And it's not so easy to build windows from scratch, so what I ended up doing was a hybrid of the two. So we have a conventional camper window, and then we have our polycarbonate panel here. The other benefit to this is it opens up the space with this kind of floor to ceiling window, but you also get a little bit of privacy with this window sitting up a bit higher. The other thing is this is actually an emergency window, so this whole thing pops out in case you ever needed to get out of the cabin. So that was another thing I was looking for. Means of egress is really important. I wanted a door that connects you to the outdoors. So I have this large awning piece that comes all the way up like this, which can be propped up. And then the bed area doubles as a sort of informal couch space. You can sit on the edge and look out. The plan is also that this could be like a dining bench. So if you had a pop-up table, you could put a pop-up table here, have 2 people sit on this side, and then you could have 2 people sit on the other side. So this is the kitchen area of the wooden wedge. The rear door is also made of polycarbonate, so you're sheltered from the rain, but you still get sunlight within the space. And I ordered the wrong size strut and they were way too small, but I thought, well, I can still use these. So there's kind of 2 levels of opening. These metal poles are to hold the awning up fully open. And then these small gas struts actually hold the door partway open when you just need to access the kitchen quickly, but you don't want to set up the whole awning. No plumbing in the kitchen area, but I do have this water jug, which is expandable. I do set it side here, and then I have it gravity fed into the sink area so I can wash my dishes. Essentially, it drains right out onto the ground, but if you were to be using, chemicals which shouldn't be going into the ground, I would have a bucket which actually would connect to the pipe below for my gray water. I have a basic propane stove. I do take a cooler with me when I go camping because I usually only go for a few days. Maybe for longer trips, I would like to install a fridge in the future, but that would be for a later date. A lot of the cabinets are handmade, so just with whatever scrap materials I could find, I built these little cabinets, and the faces are really thin just to keep it lightweight. This is a sliding upper cabinet, and I built this using my friend's old bed. So this is actually part of the headboard. It had a slit in it, and I thought it'd be perfect for a pair of sliding cabinets. So that's what I did with this upper space. We do have a little task light below. It's battery powered. Eventually I will have solar in this, solar powered lights in this space. So we'll get even more lighting on each side. This actually stows away. So now you have a compact kitchen space. So this is the side with the conventional door. So it's just your typical swing door. The window on this side is a slider, so we get ventilation in the space, and we do have a bug screen. This was also reused from a camper trailer. It matches the same dimensions as the emergency window on the other side, but just has a different configuration. And instead of this opening up, this is actually fixed in place. So this is the bed area. I have a feature wall here that's made out of reused fence boards from a fence job that I did a few summers ago. The wall is angled so you can lean back fairly comfortably and not have to sit up straight like this. So that was an important element of the space for me. And you'll notice all the clear story windows around the space make the roof feel like it's floating and not this solid heavy thing that sits over your head. Lighting setup is pretty simple. It's just a push light and another push light, and now you have 2 reading lights. This space is 4 feet wide. You can fit 2 people fairly comfortably. Above, we have a skylight, and it is operable. This pops up. One of the gas struts, and now you can stand up in the space, which is nice. You could also disconnect this and fold it back if you really wanted to get more space. Where I had large expansions of polycarbonate, it's quite flexible. So I did run this metal bracing across just to give it a bit of structural rigidity. If we look over to the kitchen area, when you are lying down, you can actually look straight through when these sliders are open, and you can see right into the kitchen area and you can see your surroundings. People have asked before, like, can you cook from the inside of the trailer? That was never my intention, but if you wanted to, you technically could. It would just be a little bit tight. You'd have to lean down, right? And then you'd have to grab your stuff. I don't think I would be doing it that way, but if you really wanted to, you could grab like a cup of coffee from there. This is my only storage currently in the space, so it's just a simple cabinet, currently held in with bungees, but eventually I hope to have a locking system so you can just put your clothes, any board games that you bring along, or any camping gear. Eventually I do want to put some USB plugs in so you can charge your phone, maybe put an upper cabinet portion in here so you can store smaller items, but that's my main storage space right now. And I think that's about it for the space. Go ahead and do it. You don't know until you try. Everything looks daunting at the beginning, like especially no matter how small the project is, it can feel daunting. Just getting started, even with a plan or a sketch, really helps move the process along. I think once you actually get into it, it's not as bad as it seems, and it can be a lot of fun when you take your time and do things properly and do your research. So I actually decided not to give myself a timeline. This was based on my last experience building a tiny home. When I did give myself a timeline, I said it would take a few months. It actually ended up taking much longer. So I learned my lesson for the next build to not have any hard set deadline and just take my time and do things properly. The other thing is I've only finished a portion of it, and the moment it was enclosed, I was out and enjoying it. So your build doesn't have to be completely finished to enjoy it. You can get it up to snuff where it's just waterproof, and you can go out and enjoy it and then come back and add things as you go. So it doesn't have to be fully complete. Just go out and enjoy your project and then add on to it at a later date.
Experience the amazing feeling of having a freezer full of high-quality meat delivered directly to your door. Whenever you need a great tasting meal, you can trust ButcherBox is in your corner. Sign up today to get free bacon for life. A pack of uncured, unbelievably delicious bacon will be added to every box for the lifetime of your membership, plus $20 off each box for the first 5 months. ButcherBox checks all the boxes for quality and great taste. They deliver 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, pork raised crate-free, and wild-caught seafood from partners who are dedicated to doing the right thing. You get high-quality meat delivered directly to your doorstep. No more searching at the grocery store for 100% grass-fed beef or free-range organic chicken or wild-caught seafood or crate-free raised pork. You can do all the shopping online, and in just a few clicks, the order is ready and everything is frozen at peak freshness and shipped directly to your doorstep in an eco-friendly box. So new members receive 1 pack of bacon for free in every order for the life of their membership and save $20 off each box for the first 5 months of their membership. So click the link in the description and get some bacon. Thank you for watching. Have a great week.